All evening long, we've been streaming the feed from our robotic cameras on DestinationAmerica.com. During the investigation, people from all over the country have been reporting a ton of activity. I'm going to kick it back to Dave at the control center. Dave, what are people talking about online?
Chris, it's all over the place. It's really, really interesting. Not only are people seeing things and hearing things in the house, but we're getting a lot of reports of strange things happening in their house all across America while they watch this telecast. So keep those tweets coming, hashtag Exorcism Live. Let's check a couple of the tweets out right now. From Vanessa, main source is in the attic, where one of the Ghost Asylum guys thought he heard something and saw something move. Thank you very much. Wondering if anyone noticed that the camera in the bedroom moved a little. Again, hashtag Exorcism Live. Now, Chris mentioned earlier that I am born and bred in St. Louis. My story with The Exorcist goes back to 1978 when I was 14 years old. My brother gave me some sort of a horror magazine. It had an article about the Exorcist movie, and I was, like everyone else, horrified, and I was hooked. 30 years later, in 2008, I got word that the owner of this house was a fan of my radio show. A couple weeks later, I led one of the first paranormal investigations of the Exorcist house. So I came into it cocky. I came into it as a showman. I planned a 12-hour shoot. I was out within 3 hours. I put 2 of my listeners in the Exorcist bedroom. I asked them to stay 1 hour each. Neither of them made it 5 minutes. You're about to see the results of that. And so I'm back, hoping to change things. Check out this package from 2008. I first became interested in the story when I learned that it took place in St. Louis. The new owner of the house listened to my radio show, and he contacted us and invited us to be there, which, to my knowledge, we were the first paranormal crew to ever get access to the house.
Dave decided to bring 3 lucky listeners along to join the investigation. But as soon as they entered the house,
I was immediately hit with, this was a mistake. You're about to anger whatever powers are in this house. The contestants freaked out. Anyone want out? Anyone feel like they can't do this?
I can't.
You can't do it?
I'm really sorry.
She had a breakdown, basically.
I don't even believe in this stuff, but something really bad is gonna happen to me if I stay here.
It was a terrifying moment for me personally, because now I'm feeling responsible for all these people. But if you need to, we're right outside that door.
Okay.
one of the girls was brave enough to stick around. She was offered a prize if she could stay just 5 minutes alone in the possessed boy's bedroom.
I just can't stop shaking.
No one was in the house. We were listening in and watching the video. I will never forget this as long as I live.
It's a room in a house in the neighborhood.
She screamed a scream I've never heard before in my life. That was by far the most terrifying moment for me. It's almost like being a part of the club of men who walked on the moon. Very few people know what it's like to walk up the stairs of the Exorcist house and walk into the bedroom where the exorcism took place, and you're never the same again.
Wow, Dave, that is such a chilling piece of videotape. I mean, those emotions are so raw right there. You know, ironically, in the package, I called your listeners lucky. More like unlucky. I mean, tell us about that day.
It really brings back memories. I was standing, Chris, in this exact spot when Kristen had that meltdown. And what led up to that is she was sensing someone walking back and forth outside the door. She thought that we were messing with her, and I assured her that no one was in the house. And then what finally put her over the edge was that someone turned the knob on the door.
Wow.
And if you watch that closely, you see some sort of a black mass cross across the room, and the candles shoot up just as she goes crazy.
Wow, wow, that is an amazing piece of tape right there. And it's pretty brave of you to be back here after seeing that again. I mean, every time I watch that, I get the chills. Now, the guys from Ghost Asylum are actually going to be placing a devil's toy box down in the basement over what's purported to be a paranormal vortex. You having the experiences you've had in this house, any advice for them?
All we did was walk in the house, and we had these horrific experiences. To take this apparatus down to the closest point to what we believe is a vortex, craziness, absolute craziness. So be safe, guys. Cut and run if you need to.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks for coming and sharing that experience with us.